Welcome back to Race for Vets. Glad to have you here. Um, for all of you, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Where I'm at, it's evening time. And a wee pot of gold to all of you. Again, I am here to go behind the scenes of the news networks, things that they don't tell you, what you don't expect, things that are very obvious once I show you. These elections here, they're a joke, but there's nothing else we can do right now. And I'll explain that to you in the short. Meanwhile, let's do the countdown and we'll start. Hello, welcome back to Race for Vets. We are here. Again, there's going to be a lot of stuff here that you don't see on fake news, and you won't hear it on news at all, sitcoms or anything. I try to go beyond that to show you what's really going on, what's happening behind the scenes that you don't see. And I hope you might enjoy this video. This is very important. Don't think that your Democrats and Republicans and government care for American people. There's a lot of things they're not telling you because they're too scared to. They're on an agenda to destroy America. And if you don't think so, watch this video. It's amazing how I can see why they don't want to lose their job. The power they have, the money they can take from us, and how they can destroy our lives and our children's lives and their children. It just amazes me. And they don't care. They don't care at all. Meanwhile, let's get this thing started. And I'll talk from there.
Undercover video captures Colorado's Attorney General at a lavish event in Hawaii, paid for in part by corporations that many state attorneys general are suing and investigating. And tonight only on CBS 4, how companies are paying big bucks for access to those top prosecutors.
An investigation by political specialist Sean Boyd looks at just how cozy those relationships have become. And Sean, this involves more than just Colorado's Attorney General.
An organization called the Attorney General Alliance, made up of 48 attorneys general, is at the center of all this. Colorado AG Phil Weiser chairs the organization. It's a private club that corporations and lobbyist organizations pay tens of thousands of dollars to belong to. Their membership buys them access to lavish events where they can schmooze the top legal officers for state government, individuals who have sole discretion over whether to sue, settle, or investigate them. CBS 4 received video of one of the events from a Republican group While its motives are political, the events in question involve AGs from both parties. They've been happening quietly for years. Now, for the first time, someone with inside knowledge of the gatherings is speaking out in an exclusive interview with CBS 4. Grand Wailea Resort in Maui is billed as a tropical oceanfront paradise with luxurious accommodations that start at $1,000 a night. But when the Attorney General Alliance held its annual conference here last summer, AGs didn't have to pay a dime. Their stay compliments of taxpayers and the organization's sponsors, which include some of the nation's biggest lobbying firms and corporations like Google, Facebook, Juul, and Pfizer, all of which AGs were suing at the time.
To me, it's ethics 101 that you don't take advantage of a situation that's being funded by organizations that you're suing or investigating.
Chris Toth is former executive director of the National Association of Attorneys General, a quasi-governmental organization that provides training and resources for AGs, unlike the AG Alliance, which he says exists primarily to give corporate executives and lobbyists access to AGs. According to the organization's internal recruiting manual, the more corporate sponsors give, the more access they get, with sponsorships starting at $10,000. For years, Toth says he sounded an alarm about the growing influence of corporate money in the AG community. Now he's retired and speaking publicly for the first time.
Any person would look at this and say, you know what, that's not right anymore. If an attorney I hired was hanging out and taking things from the person I'm suing.
An independent audit of the organization's finances shows about 70% of its funding last year, nearly $5 million, came from corporate sponsors, many of which also donate to AG's political campaigns. Colorado's AG, Phil Weiser, held a fundraiser in Maui the day after the conference. Weiser, who chairs the organization, has sued, settled, or is currently in litigation with more than a dozen corporate sponsors.
Phil Weiser was aware of my views. He had different views.
Weiser declined an interview with CBS 4, but in a statement defended the organization, saying it allows AGs to collaborate on issues of common interest. Former Republican AG Cynthia Kaufman, who endorsed Weiser's reelection bid, says events like this are about problem solving, not influence peddling.
We had a cryptocurrency seminar, and I can assure you, even the brightest AGs could not have taught what the cryptocurrency market is about. You have to have people who actually function in that world and understand it. I have had corporations say, this helped me be a better corporate citizen and do my accounting and compliance because I heard you all talk about what your expectations were.
Kaufman and Weiser say they paid for everything but food and drink when they attended the annual conference in Hawaii, but they didn't have to under state law.
It's proven to be one of the most difficult things to regulate.
Bill Leone, former chair of the state's Independent Ethics Commission, says commissioners received a complaint in a similar case a few years ago.
And it was hard to put your finger on either an ethical rule or a law that was violated by doing it. But it was distasteful. And it's gotten even worse. The whole idea of paying for access and paying for what they perceive to be influence is what makes the average person look at these things and say, this is part of a rigged system. So I would look, if Phil were sitting here today, I'd say, Phil, don't do it.
Kaufman pointed skeptics to multi-billion-dollar settlements with corporate sponsors.
You have only to look at the amount of money for which they had to settle and pay for their behavior to see that there was not favoritism.
Toth says it's the appearance of impropriety that concerns him.
Could some of these settlements been higher? Perhaps, perhaps not. But when you're taking things from the people you're suing and investigating, it certainly creates a very, very troubling perception.
Especially, he says, when you're the people's attorney and the people you represent are excluded from the gatherings.
If you're an advocate for survivors of opioids, you used to at least be able to get in the meeting by paying the same fee everybody else paid. But now essentially you're locked out.
Anyone in the public has access to an attorney general to be able to call the office and say, I'd like an appointment with General Kaufman or General Weiser to talk about this particular issue.
Kaufman says conferences she attended included opposing viewpoints, but the agenda for the Maui conference shows a full day of cannabis panels with industry advocates, but no opponents. Kaufman and Weiser say AGs don't court sponsors and they have no influence on lawsuits or settlements. But Toss says they don't pay tens of thousands of dollars for nothing.
Is it really worth violating the public trust and taking money from people that are being sued and investigated so you can have better food, better swag bags, better social events? Is it really worth that? And I think clearly the answer is no.
But for now, there's no law against it.
What really has to happen is the voters have to put their foot down and say, we don't like that. We don't want our public officials to play in a rigged game. We want them to serve our interests. And, if they punish that behavior, then it'll stop.
I emailed several corporate sponsors. Only Pfizer responded with a statement saying its political giving is meant to preserve and further the incentives for innovation and protect and expand access to medicines and vaccines. To suggest otherwise, it says, would be inaccurate and misleading. The deputy director of the AG Alliance also sent me a statement saying the organization's events are free to academics and nonprofits, although she wouldn't provide me with any names of any of those who've attended these events.
So we saw Phil Weiser. We heard from Cynthia Kaufman. Do we know how many Colorado AGs over the years have gone to this thing?
Kaufman says 6, 3 Republicans, 3 Democrats. But this organization started about 30 years ago. It's just a group of Western AGs who were focused on issues like water and natural resources and tribal rights. She says it really evolved into this national organization during her tenure. And Weiser, he's chaired it for a couple years now and still was unwilling to go on camera and talk about this funding from corporations and lobbyist groups.
Right. Important report there. Thank you so much, Sean.
What we do here is go back.
I hope everybody's getting the message here. Our leaders don't give a shit about us. All they care about is power. And with power comes money, and they can do anything they want to do and hide it. No transparency whatsoever. They have these immense parties. I mean, immense. All the way from orgies to eating good to partying down, drugs, drinking, and The actors are with them, the Hollywood actors. Then you get these lobbyists that come in and pay off our senators. It doesn't matter what party it is, they're all greedy. That's why they don't want to lose their job. That's why you never hear of them except for every 2 years or 6 years, depending if they're on the House or Senate. They're destroying America. And the corporations are doing it because they have the money. The same people that we buy products from are turning right around on us. They don't care what they do to us. They don't care about our children. And you can see it out there right now. You can see it on TV. You can see exactly what's going on. The only difference between the two parties is the Democrats want to do it now. Republicans are going to do it slowly. But it's all going to end up the same. We're all going to be screwed. Now, the one lady said out there, digital currency. I wish you would check this out. Write this down. It's C is in cat, B is in Bravo, D is in dog, C is in Charlie. CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency. Look it up. This is what they want to do to us. Now, I've said this many times, and I'll say it again. The person who controls your energy, food, money, medical, controls the world. But what I didn't realize until I started checking up on this central bank digital currency, the person who controls your money, cashless money, controls everything. They're going to make it sound wonderful. Oh, it's going to be so easy. Cashless. Just go in there, wipe your phone across the doggone scanner, bang, you got a transaction. Well, what they're not telling you is what happens if they don't like you. So you have a fine. They stop you on your transactions. You get a fight with your neighbor. Just an argument. They don't like it. They stop you with your transaction. If they want you to obey the teachers with your children, they can stop you on your transactions. Or let's say you are doing good. But then again, you're buying too much milk. Stop the transaction. Too much candy. Stop the transaction. Too much gas. Stop the transactions. Medical. Stop the transactions. They'll have complete control over you in anything you do. And they'll keep an eye on you like crazy. They'll know exactly where you are 24/7. Buy that card and buy your car and buy your cell phone. This is complete nonsense. This is Big Brother. Now, I didn't go in the military, and my brothers and sisters didn't go in the military to have this, especially when these elites get away with murder and virtually murder. It's a shame what they're doing to us. It's not right. It's pathetic, is what it is. But yet, American people are fooled, and they don't care about us. All they care about is that election. That's the only voice we ever have. As soon as they're back in office, you don't hear a damn thing about them. They just do what they want to do. They don't ask the American people. They pass laws that we don't know about until it happens. When they do make a bill, they make it want to sound good. It's a bill within bills, other bills in there that you don't know about. So when they voted in, they ain't voting in one bill, they're voting in dozens of bills. And they've been getting away with it for years and years. And I'm just getting tired of it myself. The only defense we have is we got to vote right. Start kicking out these Democrats and rhinos one step at a time. It's not going to take one election, it's going to take several elections. For instance, you got Mitt Romney, you got Mitch McConnell, you got Schumer. You know, they're all crooked. Get them the heck out of there. They ain't there to help you out, they're there for themselves. Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden. You know, like I said before, if you have a leader that doesn't care about America, what good is the leader? You want a leader that wants to take care of America. We're going down the drain. Now, I'm 71 years old, and I've seen when America was strong, vital. We had our own products that we bought ourselves and made by ourselves, America made. You don't see that anymore. Corporations, what they want to do is go across the ocean, get scab labor, cheap labor, and then bring it over here and then charge an arm and a leg for the stockholders to make it look good. We have given enough as Americans. We have gave, and gave to other countries. What did we get back? Nothing. We hate America. We don't like America. Well, I can see why now because of Biden, the way things are going in his administration. It's ridiculous. It really is. We got to start waking up because I'm telling you, if you don't, they will wake you up on one day when they come on in. This is going to be a communist state, just like China. You won't be able to breathe without them being on your neck. And they're going to have total control of your life and your children. And if you don't like what's going on right now with your children and you, just thinking about being at 10 times as worse. And that's how it's going to be. You won't be able to walk outside. They'll tell you when to do, when to wash, how much water to wash. And they're using our technology right now against us. And this is how they're getting away with things. With that AI, artificial intelligence. I don't know, people. You think about it. This is some serious stuff. I'm not out here to be, scribed or thumbs up. I don't want that. I don't want it at all. All I want is listeners. I'm not asking for anything. I'm not asking for your money. I'm just asking you to wake up. I have nothing to gain by doing this. Nothing at all. It's up to you people what you want to do out there, American people. And if I was you, and I mean real fast, I would start stocking up on a lot of food, at least for 2 years, non-perishables you can, water, whatever you can do. This is how bad it's going to get. You will not be able to walk outside because crime is going to be so bad. People are going to be starving because next year we're not going to have any food. That's it. So what they're doing to our farmers right now, no fertilizer, and they all blame it on Russia. It ain't Russia's fault. It's our leaders who's doing this to us. If America did farm area all over the place, it could feed everybody here in the United States and more across the countries. But they're allowing Bill Gates, China to buy up our farm areas, allowing this. And they're not putting any food on the table for us. This is done by manufactured design. It is. It's a game of chess. And eventually they're going to put us in checkmate. And it's going to happen. It really is. And I feel sorry for my brothers and sisters who've died or come back half blown apart for nothing. Because the VA hospitals, 95 to 95, 97% of VA hospitals don't give a shit about veterans. It's run like a third world country. And it's the biggest paid entity, the second, goes to the military. They give us shit for it. Nothing but a hassle. So it's up to you, America. I'm getting myself ready and prepared. I already had one person already woke up, and he's doing all kinds of stuff now. All it takes is just one person to say, hey, I did it. Because again, I'm not asking for your money. I'm not asking for anything. Just to listen to me. And check things out. Check that CBDC out. You're going to be surprised about that. Check your monetary uh, fiat currency that we have here. That's going to go down the drain before long. Because they're spending money like crazy. That money's going to be useless. And honestly, I don't know what to do with it either. How to protect myself with that. I'm still trying to figure that one out. I don't want to go to gold, silver. I don't know yet. I don't know what to do. Totally confused about it. But I'm not going to buy now because it's too high. The gold and silver is right now. But it's something to think about because when the shit hits the fan, it's going to hit really heavy. And eventually, what's going to happen? You won't be able to take your kids to school because of the crime rate around here. Because people are going to be looking for food, just like they're doing right now in the cities. It's going to come in the inner or outer cities too, as well. This crime. There's hardly any baby formula. 70% less baby formula. They want to get rid of your guns. They're not educating your children right. They want your children to go transgender. They want your children to go male to female, female to male. Come on, man, it's sick. This is not America. And while we're doing this, China's getting stronger, and Russia is. And you already know you heard about the nukes. The thing about that right now, we might be nuked. Well, let it happen if it happens. At least it's going to be done fast. Personally, I don't care anymore for what's going on here. Maybe America does need to be woken up. I don't know. It'd be a harsh way to be woken up. But I'll guarantee you this. If our elites get us in a war, you can bet 2 to 1 our leaders will be underneath Cheyenne Mountain, protected. Basically, that's just about it. You figure what I said, check things out. If you don't believe me, that's fine. I know it's coming down, and all you have to do is just watch these tapes to tell you what's going to happen again. I got a lot of them out there. All right, everybody. Rights for Vets, we're out, and I thank you very much. Have a good day.